All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, call line la I know we how about Shimel Shai by Shimar Kakorash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great Milton who will teach well, and a hearty Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, your brother Karad is out back with another lesson. And the title of the lesson is Who Did the Lord Come to Save? All right. And as you can see in the title, all right, the capital L and the rest of the letters are lowercase. That's talking about the Lord Yahweh Shai. When there's all upper caps, it's talking about the Lord Yahweh. All right. But the Lord came to save, had came into this world to save the Israelites. Okay, and that's what we're going to talk about. All right. So this is First Timothy 1:15. This is a faithful saying and worthy of all exception. All right, that Hamashiach Yahushua came into the world to save sinners, of who I am chief. All right, so we know that Paul, he's an Israelite. Okay, and he proclaimed it in many different instances. All right, let's go here to First Corinthians 10th chapter when he's basically saying it. All right, it says, "Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea." Paul had forefathers that was in this instance. That's why he's saying all of our. He's including this pronoun. Okay, and all were baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and all did eat the same spiritual meat, and all did drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Hamashiach. All right. So this rock that was following them was Hamashiach, who did the Lord come to die for. Okay. All right. The Lord came to die for the people that Paul was speaking to when he was writing his letters. All right. The Israelites. All right. Because Paul was an Israelite. All right. Let's get that in Romans 11. This is Romans 11:1. I say then, hath Yahweh cast away his people? Yahweh forbid, for I am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. All right. So the Lord didn't cast away his people for one, because he sent the Lord Yahweh to come down here and die for us. Okay. When I say us, I mean the nation of Israel. All right, because that's who the us is. All right, and I seen this precept riding down 95 today on the side of somebody's car, but they had no idea what it meant. All right, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema outside, I understand what it means. Okay, and I want to help you understand what it means. Okay, all right. So back here again, this is a faithful saying of all, worthy of all exception. All right, so do you need to accept this? All right, that Hamashiach Yahushua came into the world to save sinners, of who I am chief. All right, how was Paul a sinner? Because he was put to death the people that, excuse me, that believed on the gospel. Okay, all right, so let's look at a few of these words in here. All right, the word we're going, the first one we're gonna look at here. All right, is the word save, and it's sozo. Okay, and all these are great definitions. Okay, it says to save, keep safe and sound, to rescue from danger or destruction, and the Lord is going to do that. All right, the Lord has kept you and or me out of so many instances where we could have been badly injured. All right, in accidents, dead. All right, whatever the case may be. All right, it says here to save, and under A, it says to save a suffering one from perishing. All right, and how are we suffering, man? Because if you look at the world, all right, Jake is the one that's, whether it be Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, Jake is the one that's going through the most trials and tribulations, all right, because we transgressed against the Lord, which made us sinners, all right, which I'm gonna get, all right, to show that we are the sinners, okay. It says, i.e., one suffering from disease to make well, heal, restore to health. And that's what the Lord is going to do when he destroys this place. All right, those that die on this side, as far as the Israelite men, women, and children, they're going to come into the kingdom in the right mindset. Okay, all right. It says to preserve one from danger, who is in danger of destruction, to save or rescue. All right. We go to save in the technical biblical sense. All right. Here we go. This is very important. To deliver from the penalties of the messianic judgment. All right. And that's going to happen with those penalties are, tallying up as we get closer into things in the prophecy. All right, but the ultimate Messianic judgment is when the Lord comes down here and destroys this place. Isaiah 63, second Ezra the seventh, second Ezra the 13th chapter, Revelation the 19th chapter, starting at the 10th verse. Okay. Um, and what the nuclear missiles, all right, those things are part of the Messianic judgment. Okay. Messianic judgment. Okay. Definition B, it says to save from the evils which obstruct the reception of the messianic deliverance. All right. So there may be things that the Lord throws in front of you as a stumbling block, but he helps you to get over those things. All right. I think First Corinthians 10, 13. Let's see. All right. This is First Corinthians 10 and 13. It says, there have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to men. All right. The Lord put things in front of you that somebody has possibly went through before. All right. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So the Lord's going to put things in front of you. All right. And he's going to help you get around it. All right. So to save you from the evils which obstruct reception of the messianic deliverance. Okay. Lord's going to put you through some things. He's going to help you get over it, get through it, get around it. Okay. But all together, all right, deliverance to save you from perils and destructions. All right. To save you from the penalties of the judgment that the Lord is coming to bring on this place, which we know is death and destruction. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Can't remember where it is. All right, this is John 17 and 15. All right, this is the Lord praying to the Heavenly Father for the Israelites. All right, that the Lord's elect. Okay, this is John 15 and 17. 17 and 15, Salakia. I'm starting 13. And now come I to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. So the Israelites that are going to repent, all right, and repenting, all right, they're not of the world. Man. All right, they turn away from holidays and certain things that the world, partakes in. All right, that's not beneficial to their mental, physical, or their spiritual lives. Okay, excuse me. So that's why the world hates them or looks down upon them. Okay. But the world's going to show us that the haters when they start the persecution. All right, we're going to come here soon. All right, it says here, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but Shalom, brother, Yahabashima Shabakatah, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. All right, and that goes back into that saving. All right, that we read over here in 1 Timothy 1 and 15 under that word save. To keep safe and sound, to rescue from danger. All right. The Lord wants us to be kept safe, all right, from the evils. All right. And the Lord's gonna do that for you. He's gonna keep you safe from the evils. But when I say you, I mean you Israelites of the elect, okay? Because we know 2/3 of our people that gotta be destroyed, man. All right. But the Lord's gonna save you. All right. You gotta believe this too. All right. But this is part of the gospel, like we had read up here in 1 Timothy 1 and 15, right? Let me read it again. It says, this is a faithful saying worthy of all exception, that Hamashiach and Hawashai came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief. So the sinners are the Israelites, and we're gonna get there here in a second. All right, just to show you. All right, so this is the word for sinners, and it's hamar tolos. All right, and it says devoted to sin, a sinner, not free from sin. All right, and we may not be devoted to sin specifically. All right, but we in the flesh, it's lucky, and we cannot help but sin. Okay, this is Romans 17 and Romans 7 and 14. It says, "For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold unto sin. There you go. All right. We are carnal, man, and we are sold unto sin, right? How are we sold unto sin? Because we are under that covenant where if the Lord, where the Lord gave us law, statutes, commandments, and if we break them, we would endure certain punishment, and we were not able to keep those laws. Okay, so and then we got the things of the world that trigger certain emotions or thoughts in our minds and our bodies, and we sometimes take to those things, right? And but we have family and friends, all right, but the brotherhood, all right, to correct us, okay, all right, to snap us out of that mindset when we going off, all right. It says here, verse 17, for that which I do, I allow not. For what I would that I do not, but what I hate that I do. So Paul, just like you, he hates sin, but he does it. All right. We are subject to sin. All right. Let's go back and read what that says. All right. All right. Not free from sin, devoted to it. All right. We are not, physically devoting ourselves to it. All right. But under the under the way the world is set up by Yahweh Shema Shai, we are in a way devoted to it, man. Okay. If that makes sense. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's go back. Oh shit, let me go forward. All right, it's verse Romans 7:16. Do, if then I do that which I would not, which is sin, right? I consent under the law that is good. Now then it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. All right, so sin dwells within us, man. All right, and can we combat sin? Yeah, but can we fully escape it? No, because there's certain things that we know are lawful that we can't, do in this society. All right, such as put certain individuals that have a certain lifestyle to death. Okay, all right, we can't do those things, and not every um and not everything that's lawful is expedient. Just roughly paraphrasing what Paul has said. Okay. But verse 18, it says, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh dwells no good thing, for to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not, because it's not within us all the time to do what's good, man. All right, because we are subject to sin. But we do what we can to please the Lord, man. Okay. Not saying that we need to be living in sin, but this is just an example to show you that the Lord's going to save the sinners, and those sinners are us, man. Okay. For the good that I would do not, but for the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. Now, if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but the sin that dwelleth in me. All right. So, in a sense, we are devoted to sin because we're living in the flesh, if that makes sense. Okay. So, who is the Lord going to come save? Those that are devoted to sin. All right. And the Lord's going to get you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians right. That's who he's coming to get right. All right, this is Leviticus 26, and I'm starting at 40. Yeah, I'm starting at 40. If they shall confess their iniquity, all right, we know the law was given to the Israelites, right? So those, and which we're going to read down here at 46. All right, we know the law was given to the Israelites, right? So who's the one that has to confess their iniquity? You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native American Indians, right? It says, if they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers with their trespasses, which they have trespassed against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me. All right. How did we in this time walk contrary unto the Lord? By following after the ways of the heathen, like we did in the Old Testament, all right? Like we did in in the Apocrypha, right? When Jake was, practicing in the gymnasium, doing all those things that the Greeks had did. All right, this the brother Yeremia Kazak. All right, and he got Amos 3 and 2. It says here, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I'll punish you for all your iniquities. And if you look at that word known, all right, it means has a special relationship with. And how did the Lord have a special relationship with us? All right, through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, first and foremost, but also tying into giving us the law. Okay, all right. And we could go, even more into that, how the Lord always delivered us. All right. He's seen our shame and he delivered us from our shame. All right. And then you fast forward into the Roman time period where the Lord further deepened his relationship with us by sacrificing his son for our transgressions. All right. But the water for that precept, brother, verse 41. And it says here, and that I also have walked contrary unto them and have brought them into the land of their enemies. If then their uncircumcised hearts be humbled, and how is it uncircumcised? Because we were found after the ways of the Gentiles. Okay. All right. And then they accept the punishment of their iniquity. All right. And we, whether we accept it or not, all right, we are going to be going through some trials and tribulations that, and some of us, or most of us, right, when I say of us, I mean of the whole nation of Israel in general, are going to be put to some type of horrible judgment in this world, right? Or it may be that you don't have horrible judgment in this world when you go, where you may be put to death or not, right? But you're going to accept it anyway. There's no way that you can avoid whatever the Lord has planned for you, right? It says here, then will I remember my covenant with Jacob and also with Isaac and also my covenant with Abraham will I remember, and I will remember the land. All right. So we need the Lord to remember the land, right? Let me go here. I'm going totally off topic, but let me go here. Exodus 2. So this is an example of how we can get the Lord to remember us, right? This is Exodus 2 and 23. And it came to pass in the process of time, the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by the reason of bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto Yahweh by the reason of bondage. But Jake ain't gonna cry in this time because they're in the mindset to where they don't think they're in some type of slavery. All right, but they are. All right, but only the Israelites are going to cry unto the Lord, right? The elect of the nation of Israel, all right? And those men, women, or children that are destined, all right, it's their judgment, all right, or their punishment, all right. All right, and I don't say punishment in this sense to be used as a bad term, all right, but because we're down here, we're going through some form of punishment, all right. But it's their judgment and or their punishment to be here crying to the Lord for salvation, to get them out of here, out of this city of this place of bondage. Okay, it says here, and Yahweh heard their cry, their groaning, and remembered his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and with Jacob. And Yahweh looked upon the children of Israel and had respect unto them. Right. So in the footnotes of my Bible, where it said he had respect unto us, well, it just says that the Lord acknowledged us, man. All right. So this is what we have to do to receive that acknowledgement from the Lord. It worked in our past time. All right. Well, I want to work in this time. Okay. So that's how we make the Lord remember the covenant. All right. And accept the judgment for our punishments. Okay. All right. Verse 43 says, the land also shall be left of them and shall enjoy her Sabbaths while she lay desolate without them. And they shall accept of the punishment of their iniquity because they despise my judgments and because their soul abhorred my statutes. All right. Jake didn't want to keep the laws of the Lord, right? They wanted to go off into the ways of the heathen, right? But this paragraph right here, this is what made us sinners, man. Okay, so who are the sinners? The ones that fall under these precepts that I'm reading. It says here, and yet for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away. All right, that's in Romans, 1 Corinthians 2. Romans the 11th chapter. I just read it. I just read it, man. My memory is garbage, man. We got to get out of here. Bam, Romans 11. All right, Israel's not cast away. All right. All right. All right, it's saying the same thing. I'm going to read it again. I say, then hath Yahweh cast away his people? Yahweh forbid. For I am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Yahweh hath not cast away his people, which he foreknew. All right, the Lord didn't cast us away. All All right. It says here, going back to Leviticus 26 and 44, it says, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them to destroy them utterly and to break my covenant with them, for I am Yahweh their power. But I will for their sakes remember the covenant of their ancestors, whom I brought out of the land of Egypt in the sight of the heathen, that I might be their power, and I am their Lord Yahweh. Right? It says, these are the statutes and judgments which Yahweh made between him and the children of Israel at Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses. All right, so these law, statutes, commandments was given unto Israel by the hand of Moses from the Heavenly Father. All right, this is how you know who the sinners are, man. All right, I'm sure there's more scriptures that can solidify that, but that's the only ones that's hopping at the top of my mind right now. All right, this is Matthew 1 and 21, just to show you who the Lord came to save, man. This is Matthew 1 and 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people from their sin. All right. So the Israelites are the only ones that can sin. And Yahushua, all right, is going to come save us. All right. But of the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. And the water for being here, brother. Lord will y'all is edified. Till the next time. Shalom.